Hello and welcome to another video of Screamer Reviews. Today's video, in commemoration of the new Smokescreen figure from Prime coming out in Age of the Primes, we'll be looking at the original version of this character from the Transformers Prime Beast Hunters storyline. Here we have Smokescreen from that series in all his glory. Many people don't like this figure due to multiple reasons, which I will get into shortly. And I can agree with them, but this figure also does hold a special place in my heart. This figure I ended up having when I was younger, but lost, so this is a second version I bought to, replace it in recent years. This guy, has a decent level of articulation with elbow joints, shoulder joints, which are blocked by these shoulder pads, which can be moved, get more articulation. A leg joint on a ball joint, which can kick out in multiple directions. Knee joint and ankle tilt due to how he transforms, as well as a 360 waist rotation, as well as head swivel. As for the figure itself, it is very show accurate in my opinion, due to him having a very complex robot mode. They have to use a fake chest, which leads to this inaccurate heavy kibble on his forearms, which is one of the major complaints with this figure. It doesn't help that the roofs and windows of this is cast entirely out of clear plastic, making it more prone to breakage than other areas of the figure. And since this is the roof, front window, and hood of the car mode, that's a good chunk of it being at risk of breaking off over time. However, besides the kibble on the arm, he is a very clean figure with having door wings on his back, which is I'm pretty sure show accurate, being the only other bit of kibble. But his back is bare bones, with clearly showing the inner frame of the figure that is covered in the front of the guy. Since this was a Beast Hunters figure, most of them were armored up with spikes and extra armor and whatnot, but since this was the first figure of this character for the series, they wanted to do a more show-accurate version, but they did include a spiked-up version, namely through his accessories. This spiky hood piece that attaches onto the car and robot mode in very interesting ways, as well as this gun here, which is spring-loaded, that has an okay, not the best amount of shootage range, with it not going far, clearly. But you can clip this into the gun, and he can hold it in his hands, like so, while also having this accessory here be able to clip onto the body through these pegs on the side of his torso here, pegging into these holes here, like so. It's a little finicky to get in there, but since this is a rubber piece, it ends up being very bendable, which leads to this. Yeah, this doesn't look the best. It's not really all that interesting or whatnot. It looks better in alt mode, I will give it that, because clearly this was made for the alt mode in mind. So yeah, diving into some size comparisons, here's him next to the Beast Hunters Bumblebee, which with both their spiked up looks. The Transformers Prime Deluxe class Wheeljack, his original version, not his Beast Hunters version, which is also spiky. The Transformers Prime Beast Hunters Optimus Prime. And finally, the Earthrise Optimus Prime. Next, we will be moving into transformation. Warning, this is where one of the other complaints for this figure comes in with his transformation. It is very finicky, and if you don't line things up properly in the right order, it is very hard to transform. To begin with, we will remove his spiky rubber part and put that off to the side for when we are done this. Next, let's turn him around and flip up these door windows and straighten out the doors here. Unpeg it from the back of the head, and then proceed to turn the figure around and fold down the chest. We will then proceed to the easiest area, the legs. Folding in these leg pads, fold up the feet, fold down the back of the car. Proceed to do that on the other side as well, and peg them together down the middle. Rotate the waist, and bam, you got half the car done, and by far the easiest part. Next, we will fold the head into the chest, making sure the tab ends up sliding past this bit here. We will fold down the legs for clearance as we hinge the doors back, ensuring that the pegs used to combine this part to the body line up with grooves in the door for both sides. Next, this is where the finicky part comes in. Pull out the wheels from the chest on both sides. Make sure the head is fully back as we fold in the shoulder pads to create the front bumper, pegging them together. Next, rotate the wheels 180 degrees. Fold the front windows over the forearms while pushing back on the elbow joint. And yes, this can happen. The arms can peg off if you put too much pressure, but they're on ball joints, so you can just snap them back in. Next, proceed to slide the arms down until the peg on the window of the door pegs into the side of the forearm. Proceed to do this with the opposite side as well. Rotating the window around, forearm around, back. Fold up the hood of the car so that we can now peg the forearms together and slide them into the pegs on the doors. Fold the back of the car up and push it into place, lining everything up there. Extend these and peg them both into the front of the hood, as well as a peg on the back here into the doors. Make sure all this is pegged together, and then finally put the fake chest all the way down till it covers up the crotch. And that is the car mode. As for his Beast Hunter's armored version, take the rubber bit and take these pegs on both sides and peg them into these peg holes on both doors to create the spiky armored look, while the gun itself can peg into the roof. We shall do the spiky mode first because it's quick and was not in the show. It's literally just the car with this spiky hood bit to ram into enemies with his gun put on the top of the car. Removing them, we get the actual show-accurate sports car, which, all in all, though the transformation is rough, it makes a very, very nice car mode. The original Smokescreen shared a mold with Prowl and Blue Streak, but in a more race car-oriented version, which this one takes inspiration from with a more modern take on that sports race car-like design. It's a very smooth figure with the blue stripe going all the way back, number 38 on the doors, and highlights of red throughout the middle and back. The back of the legs that make the back of the car are a little bland here on the top, but all in all, this is a very nice car, even though you can see his forearms through the clear windows. They do like using clear plastic for windows. Getting into the ultimate size comparisons now, here is how he looks unarmored next to the Beast Hunter's Bumblebee, which is armored up a lot. Here's him next to Prime Wheeljack in car mode. Here's him next to the Beast Hunter's Optimus Prime truck. And finally, the Earthrise Optimus Prime. All in all, this is a very nostalgic figure for me. As I mentioned, I used to have one of these when I was younger, and went out of my way to go and grab this one when I saw it at a local comic book store in box. Though the transformation is a bit finicky and frustrating, especially with the limbs being able to pop off if pushed the wrong way, I still recommend him for anyone wishing to finish their Prime collection. Though the new one does look more streamlined, this one definitely I'd say is more show accurate, even though he does not come with the phase shifter, which was his prominent weapon in the show. Please like and subscribe, and look forward to the next video. I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.